City Attorney, do you have any feedback on that? And I think to add to that point, I mean, I know that there's some facilities used, but I've also seen some logo use by various candidates as well, of using the city logo, on their campaign literature, on their campaign paraphernalia, and that's never occurred before in the past. I mean, is there any kind of recourse? Is that allowable? What are the rules there?
Okay, so two separate and distinct issues. With respect to the use of the city seal, there's actually a Florida statute that governs the use of city seal, and it's a misdemeanor, a second-degree misdemeanor for somebody other than a city employee or official to use it in their official capacity. And kind of obscure, so it's possible people don't know about that. If the council would like us, as staff, to prepare a letter sort of notifying all of the candidates of, the existence of this statute and just sort of put everybody on notice, then, happy to do that. So that answers the seal question.
Vice Mayor Burgess.
Thank you. As far as it goes with the logo of the city being used, I think that perhaps in the qualifying package, the clerk could possibly put a letter so that we know that they've been warned that it's not allowed to be used. And then if it's followed after that, I think we should proceed with the, it said it was a misdemeanor. Follow up with whatever needs to be done there to enforce the protocol, because I think it is misleading and against what's the best for the city to be involved in the political campaign like that. So that's how I would, I think that a letter could be installed in the qualifying package that this is a warning not to use the logo any longer, and they've got to sign it as part of their qualification. And then after that, if they do that again, then we should proceed forward with whatever the law allows us to proceed forward with. And
That's kind of where I am on it. Councilwoman Fairclough.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I think moving in this direction levels the playing field. This is not being done to single out any particular candidate, but this is for everyone who's on the ballot and running for office. There's a manner in which you campaign, and I feel that using the city seal is off limits. So a letter should be sent out to all candidates expeditiously. In addition to city functions, you can't really regulate what someone wears, and I wouldn't want to advocate for that. But the distribution of literature and using the microphone as a platform to propel your campaign forward, I think is unacceptable. As a candidate myself, I would never do that. I've never done any of that. You have to campaign outside of city limits. So that levels the playing field. So this is not about anyone else. This is about all of us. And all of us should govern ourselves accordingly. And I think that's what this is about.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Vice Mayor Burgess.
so I guess for clarification with myself too, this letter would need to be in the package on Monday. So we need to make a decision tonight whether or not we want a letter in there that warns people not to use the city logo, and that at least is the clerk could put that in her package. So we need at least that in there by Monday, because qualifying starts Monday, if I'm not mistaken on my days, if that's the will of the council.
Yeah, and actually I liked your prior recommendation too, and I don't know what the legalities, that's the attorney's gonna have to chime in. Not only is it in the packet as a letter, but it's part of the signature pages where you actually sign acknowledging receipt that you've seen it and you've read it. And that way there's no question later on if it's used inadvertently, and I don't know if you can include the campaigning within facilities as part of that warning so that they're acknowledging that they've received notice.
But with respect to the seal, we can certainly come up with a form and attach the statute notifying them that this is the existence of this, and have them sign an acknowledgement. I don't see an issue with that.
They've read and understand, something like
Sure.
that. Okay.
And if they don't sign it, then what do we do? Then, and if it's been used, then we go to step 2 immediately?
Well, whether they've signed it or not, you can move on once they've broken the law. But at that point, they've used the seal and they've committed the misdemeanor.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any additional comments, I guess, on this go around? Staff has got good direction? Okay.